What would you do if the world was overrun by zombies? Picture this, a world where the undead reign supreme and the living are outnumbered and fighting for survival. This isn't a scene from your favorite horror movie. This is our new reality. The once bustling cities, vibrant with life, now echo with the unnerving sounds of the undead. The air, once filled with the hustle and bustle of everyday life, is now heavy with an eerie silence punctuated by distant guttural growls. The rules of the game have drastically changed. It's no longer about thriving, but surviving. The things we once took for granted, food, water, safety, and medical supplies, they've all become the pillars of our survival, the keys to seeing another dawn in this zombie-infested world. So buckle up and get ready. Today, you will learn how to survive the first week of a zombie apocalypse. In any survival situation, the basics stay the same: food, water, safety, and medical supplies. In the eerie silence of a world overrun by the undead, these fundamentals become even more vital. Without food, you'll lose strength, and without water, dehydration will quickly set in. Safety becomes a paramount concern, not just from the zombies, but also from other survivors who may not have your best interests at heart. Medical supplies, often overlooked, are essential for treating injuries and illnesses that are all too common in this harsh new reality. Each of these needs is important, but the order in which you prioritize them can make a big difference. Immediate threats to your safety must be dealt with first, followed by securing a source of water. Only then should you focus on finding food and gathering medical supplies. Remember, your first priority is survival, and everything else comes second. When the dead rise, safe places become scarce. In the eerie silence of a world overrun by the undead, your survival hinges on how well you know your surrounding landscape. Every place, every corner, every hideout holds potential advantages and dangers. A seemingly deserted building might be a haven brimming with food and water, or it could be a death trap, teeming with zombies. Assessing your surroundings isn't just about spotting the obvious threats. It's about understanding the subtle signals that differentiate a sanctuary from a slaughterhouse. Pay attention to the signs of previous habitation. Look for resources like water, food, medical supplies, and yes, even potential weapons. And remember, safety isn't just about the now. It's about the next hour, the next day, the next week. Choosing the right place to make your stand, to rest your weary body, or to find precious resources is more than a judgment call. It's a life-saving decision. Choose your surroundings wisely. It could be the difference between life and death. In a world of walking corpses, a reliable weapon can be your best friend. The importance of a good weapon cannot be overstated. It's not only about choosing the sharpest blade or the biggest gun. It's about selecting a weapon that suits you, that you can handle with ease and precision. Consider the weight, length, and usability of the weapon. Can you swing it without tiring? Can you aim it accurately? If the answer to these questions is a resounding yes, then you found your weapon. But finding the right weapon is only the first step. Maintenance is just as important. A rusty blade or a jammed gun can be the difference between life and death. Regularly cleaning and sharpening your weapon can ensure it remains effective and reliable. Remember, your weapon is more than just a tool. It's an extension of yourself. Your weapon is your lifeline. Treat it well, and it will keep you alive. Strength lies in numbers, even in the apocalypse. When surrounded by the undead, finding allies can mean the difference between survival and succumbing to the zombie horde. Forming a team is not just about increasing your firepower. It's about pooling skills, sharing tasks, and creating a support system. You might be a great scavenger, but lack medical knowledge. Maybe you're a whiz with weapons, but not so handy with a map. In a team, you can complement each other's strengths and cover for each other's weaknesses. Communication is the glue that holds this team together. Establish clear channels and methods of communication. Hand signals, coded messages, whatever works for you. But remember, silence is golden in a world where noise attracts danger. Keep your team tight-knit, keep communication clear, and you'll be more than just survivors. You'll be a formidable force in this zombie-ridden world. Together, you stand a better chance. Remember, teamwork makes the dream work. When the world ends, every step counts. In this new reality, you're not just taking a leisurely stroll, you're surviving. It's crucial to master the art of movement in a zombie-infested world. First, let's talk about evasion. Zombies aren't known for their agility, so use this to your advantage. Learn to move quietly and swiftly, avoiding large open areas whenever possible. Stick to shadows, use buildings and natural structures as cover, and always stay vigilant. Next, consider your route. Plan your path ahead of time, identifying multiple escape routes in case of an unexpected encounter. Always aim for higher ground, which offers a better vantage point and is generally harder for zombies to reach. Finally, remember, conserve your energy. Don't sprint unless you absolutely have to. Pace yourself. Take short breaks when safe, and always keep an eye on your surroundings. Move wisely. Your survival depends on it. In a world gone mad, hunger can be as deadly as a zombie bite. Food, my friends, is a top priority. In the midst of an apocalypse, you'll need to think outside the box. Your local supermarket won't be of much help. Scavenging will be your go-to. But remember, caution is key. Stick to canned goods and non-perishables. They're your best bet for longevity. Now, if you're in the wild, harness your inner hunter-gatherer. Learn to identify edible plants and insects, and if you're lucky, you might just snare a rabbit or two. Preservation is the next step. Smoking, pickling, drying, these age-old methods will keep your food edible for longer. And when it comes to preparation, remember, fire is a double-edged sword. It cooks your food, but it also attracts unwanted attention. So keep it small, keep it smokeless. Remember, a well-fed survivor is a living survivor. Water is life, even more so during an apocalypse. In the world of the undead, hydration is key to survival. But beware, not all water is safe to drink. You'll need to identify and purify your sources. Rainwater, for instance, is generally safe, but it's best to collect it as it falls, rather than from puddles where contamination is likely. Streams and rivers can be sources too, but remember, stagnant water is a no-go. It's a breeding ground for bacteria and parasites. Now, how do we purify it? Boiling is the most straightforward method. Heat the water to a rolling boil for a full minute to kill most pathogens. If you have access to them, water purification tablets can also be a lifesaver. They're lightweight and easy to carry, ideal for when you're on the move. But remember, even the clearest water can harbor invisible threats. So, always purify before you drink. Stay hydrated, stay alive. Injuries are inevitable. Knowing basic first aid could save your life. In the midst of a zombie apocalypse, medical professionals may be scarce, so it falls to you to be your own doctor. First, it's vital to understand the importance of cleanliness. Even in the direst of circumstances, strive to clean wounds with water and soap, or alcohol if available, to prevent infection. Second, knowing how to bandage a wound is a crucial skill. Use clean cloth or bandages to apply pressure and stop bleeding. Third, always remember the rule of threes. A human can survive 3 minutes without air, 3 hours without shelter in harsh conditions, 3 days without water, and 3 weeks without food. Prioritize accordingly. Lastly, don't underestimate the power of rest. Your body heals when it rests, so make sure to get some sleep, even in a world overrun by the undead. Medical knowledge is survival knowledge. Keep it close. The human mind is a powerful tool. Use it to your advantage. As we navigate the treacherous landscape of a world overrun by the undead, our mental resilience is as crucial as our physical prowess. The ability to remain calm under pressure, to make sound decisions amidst chaos, can often mean the difference between life and death. Fear and stress can be debilitating, but they can also be harnessed and transformed into a driving force. Fear can alert us to danger, sharpen our senses, and propel us into action. Stress can stimulate our problem-solving skills, push us to overcome obstacles, and fuel our determination to survive. Mindfulness techniques can be powerful tools in managing these emotions. Deep breathing, visualization, and grounding exercises can help us stay centered and focused, even in the face of the undead. Remember, your mind is your greatest weapon. Nurture it, train it, trust it. Stay strong, stay focused, stay alive. In a world of the undead, change is the only constant. Our survival depends on our ability to adapt, to assess and reassess our strategies continuously. This is a game of evolution, my friends, where the rules are written and rewritten by the gnarled hands of the undead. Surviving this apocalypse is not about sticking to a rigid plan. It's about flexibility, about being water, flowing and fitting into whatever shape the situation demands. Your location might change, your allies might change, even the behavior of the undead might change. So we must keep our senses sharp, our minds open. We must learn from our experiences, our successes, and especially our failures. We must be ready to modify our approach, to abandon what's not working, and to embrace new tactics. Remember, in this world, the adaptable not only survive, but thrive. Adapt, overcome, survive. This is your new mantra. You now possess the knowledge to survive the first week of a zombie apocalypse. This knowledge, while invaluable, is just the beginning of your journey. Remember, the landscape of the undead is ever-changing, ever-challenging. The survival priorities we've outlined, food, water, safety, and medical supplies, these are your lifelines. Evaluating your location, choosing your weapons wisely, and maintaining them, those are your shields. Forming a team, establishing communication, these are your pillars of strength. The movement strategies to evade the undead, the methods to gather, preserve, and prepare food, the techniques to identify and purify water, these are your survival tools. The first aid techniques, the emergency treatments, these are your safety nets. The mental resilience, the stress management techniques, these are your armors. And the continuous evaluation and adaptation of your strategies is your compass. Remember, survival is not about the fittest, but the most adaptable. Stay prepared, stay adaptable, and you will survive.